Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Rest of My Daisy, and we've got a Tools for Daisy video to show you today. Been messing around with old 11140s now for about 3 years, and there's a couple of things that I normally do to these guns that are so commonplace to me that it doesn't occur to me that somebody else might not know how to get a certain kind of job done. Our test vehicle today is a Daisy 11140, and it is crusty. I mean rusty crusty. It's super crusty, and that has a drawback. I'll be right back. Let me get my light. I want to show you some stuff. You know, normally the assumption is if a gun is rusty on the outside, well, it's probably rusty on the inside. And in this gun's particular case, let's see if we can get a shot of this. It's rusty. Oh, wait a minute, I turned my light red. How did that happen? There we go. Let's see if we can get this lipped up in there. It's kind of hard to see with just a cell phone, but take my word for it. It's as bad on the inside as the outside. Now, let's take a look at the back side of it. And we'll see if we can get a shot of the compression chamber. Probably not. Let me try to stay out of your way.
No.
No.
Oh.
It's dark, it's dusty. Now, particular piece, we'll notice that as a 11140, it has something in common with some other guns we've worked on recently. This is the plunger assembly. It is a top hat, but you'll notice that it doesn't have an air tube anymore. And you'll notice that the leather compression cup that was factory original to the gun is started to crumble and fall apart. Driving force behind this video was an email I got from a customer who has exactly the same gun with exactly the same problem, and he's having a devil of a time getting the abutment the abutment seal out of the gun. How do you go about doing that? Well, he's been picking at it with a long probe, and it's having a little success, but it's very vexing. So he asked me, what's the trick? I said, well, this is what I do. You build yourself yet another tool for daisies. Now, this is just a 1/2-inch hardwood dowel from your local big box store. I slapped it on the bandsaw. I made a cut on it so that it would accept a piece of green Scotch-Brite. Now, as you can see, the cut's about 4 inches long, and you know it's wide enough to accommodate Scotch-Brite, which is the miracle worker in terms of rust and crust removal. So basically, you've got a piece of wooden dowel that's long enough to go in the back of the receiver, make it all the way up to the abutment washer and the seal that's sitting there, and then you can chuck it into a power drill and spin it like the devil and grind that nasty old leather seal out if it doesn't come out of its own volition by poking at it. We're going to do that first to see if we can get the seal out. I'm hoping we can get the seal out but leave some seal in so that we got something to look at when I get done cleaning it. All right, to remove your abutment washer, you will need a piece of drill rod or a brass pipe that's about 1/4 inch diameter, because this has to fit through the abutment itself in order to knock the seal loose. So to use one of these, you just invert the muzzle of the gun, you drop your little 1/4 inch rod down in there. Now this is where it's a kind of a touch feel thing. You got to flip it around, poke around till you get into the hole that you're looking for. Oh, and you give it a shove. And with any luck, a complete abutment washer flops out. Did that hit the floor?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't either. Let me take a peek. No, it's still in there, so we'll give her a few taps. Some crap will fall out. Still back in there somewhere. So we'll take our little pushy pokey rod and slip it through the abutment washer hole again and fish it around until we can finally get that seal out. It's kind of important to see the seal if you can. Ah, there goes a bit of it. Oh, perfect. Take a look. That's the only part that flopped out. And the seal itself is about the same size as this large circle would be. So that tells us that inside this gun are the remnants of a leather washer. And what I want to do now is bring you over here and let you take a look and see if we can see the remnants of the leather washer, so that there will be a before and after effect. You know, this is what it looks like before. I'm going to get in position, you just tell me where to go.
Oh, well, that's just like, that kind of works.
Kind of sort of see something down there.
Yeah, you get the gist.
You get the gist.
Whatever.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to construct our cleaning tool, and we're going to stick it in there, and we're going to run it like the devil. Now, this is a pad I've used for a recent job, and as you can see, they get a little bit of wear and tear on them, but they work really well. Now, I find that the best size for this is about a 4.5 inch long strike. So we will figure that out here. Let's see, we need about 2 inches. So let's cut it 2 inches this way. And then we'll cut it about 4.5 that way. Because we want a little bit of this material hanging out past the end of our tool, so that there'll be some scrubby stuff going on against the abutment washer itself as we try to eliminate the leather that's stuck in there. So you set it up about like so. You get your whatever kind of oil you use. For this kind of work, I just use motor oil, 30 weight, non-detergent, and give her a good coat. Put it on there, let it soak in. Doesn't take a whole bunch, but you want to make sure you got plenty of lubrication, because we're going to be trying to grind what's rest of this left of this seal out of there. And we step over the bench, set our gun up so that we can utilize our advanced tooling. Chuck it into a power drill. You're going to need a 1/2 inch arbor. So if you've got a 3/8 drill, maybe you want to use something different. But for this purposes, we're going to spin it this way. So we're going to wrap it like so, stick it in there, and let the rotation size fit it. Now, this is where we're going to take a little bit of time, because we are going to spin the snot out of this. Oh yeah, I can feel some stuff giving it up. And we're going to move it back and forth, because we want to get rid of that leather seal. Because if you don't, your next seal, your synthetic seal, won't seat properly. And we want to clean that compression chamber as best we can, because there's a lot of schmutz down there. And Scotch-Brite, pretty aggressive. I mean, it's an excellent choice for this application, because it will cut, but it won't remove steel. All right, let's see what our first pass did. Maybe we can actually see something this time. That would be nice. Let me get my light. I'm going to take a peek visually just to tell you. Oh, this is actually pretty interesting. What are you laughing about? It is interesting. Yeah, we're making progress, but there's leather still left. I can see, come here, see if you can get this shot. Here, let me move. You get over here in the command chair. And I'm going to put the light there. Can you see that little bright ring of metal?
Yeah.
And the dark material around it?
Yeah.
Well, that dark material is what's left of our leather seal. So we're going to go back and grind on it some more to see if we can get rid of the rest of it. We've got to have clean steel to put our abutment washer in when we replace that. Now, looking at the tip of the tool, you'll notice that it's got a lot of schmutz right there where it was biting. So we're just going to, I guess we can get it in like that. We'll try. Now we're just going to bear on it for a while, because we know we got contact. This won't thread into the abutment washer because the 1/2 inch dowel is too big to fit in the hole. So you can't get it stuck. You can get a regular cleaning patch tip stuck in the abutment washer. I've done it, and it's no fun to remove. So let's pull it out after this application, and we'll do a quick visual check, see if it's worthy of a shot. No, not really, but we are really heating that rascal up. It's wearing down, but it's going to take a while. So we check our tip again. We see that it's loaded up pretty bad. So we're going to take the tool. We're going to take our Scotch pad, and we're going to reverse it so we get a fresh end, fresh cutting end down in the action. And see if we can cut some more of that leather out. Let's give ourselves a little bit more pad here. There we go.
I'm going to pause the way it is.
All right, I'm running out of juice in more ways than one. So we're just going to give it, a 20-second pulse, visually check it. I don't expect it to be done yet, but I expect there to be less leather there than there was. We swapped the pad around, so we got a clean cutting surface. And let's see what it looks like. We'll give you, the viewership, a tip or a chance to take a peek too. Not much of a change, but it is one way to get rid of these recalcitrant leather washers. once you've discovered that it's stuck to the abutment washer.
Okay.
All right, so there you go. That's a tool for a daisy that you can fabricate and use in your shop to solve small problems like crusty old leather abutment washers and crusty old daisy guns. That's all we've got for you today, kids. This is Shane Bruce with Rest on My Daisy, signing off.